What did this conversation start at? Starting how we started the company.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
So then,
Well, you got the technical guy to come in, and then.
well, no, but this was good.
Oh, sorry.
That's how budget this podcast is.
Hi.
Yeah. So, and then, so tying that back to the announcement. So we'll go back and forth timeline wise here, but so 2 weeks ago, publicly announced, the Canadian Cancer Society funded a project to, in fact, prove that we materially improve the lives of people that use AskEllyn, which is so incredibly validating because we have seen the data come in. There's never been a night between 1 a.m. and 5 a.m. local time that there's no usage. It's the human side of the diagnosis that, when will my hair grow back? How do I tell my kids? What do you wish you brought to chemo? The stuff that the healthcare system's just not, the healthcare system's there to save your life. It's not there to to help you get through it. Yeah. And that was the gap that we sort of really cleverly filled. And I think one of the things that is important is you have to understand the problem you're solving. And you need to clearly define the problem and make sure that it's not a symptom you're solving. It's an actual core problem. And the problem was it wasn't safe to go on the internet to get shared lived experience. And now you can go on AskEllyn. It's been used in 100 countries and 65 languages and get support.
Yeah, I think though the most important thing I think we have to keep in mind and why this is good. We had a research grant that was supporting the use of this in a potential medical framework. And when we first launched AskEllyn, no one would even pay attention to our idea.
This is good. Yeah, okay. We should get into this.
Yeah. So just to be clear,
I forgot about that.
When you first have an idea, the establishment out there is not going to understand it, but don't let that dissuade you from moving forward. Just this last week, we had a major organization support the research of AskEllyn, and just over a year and a half ago, we were laughed out of the room.
Yeah, not by the same people, but there was a board of a certain organization that even brought their patient advocacy group. And this is when you realize how broken things are. We showed them AskEllyn. The patients were in tears, wanted it, but the organization couldn't get out of their own way.
Exactly.
And I remember it because we should have Ellen on this to actually tell the story, because I remember that she so desperately wanted to be accepted by the medical community. And I remember not giving a because this was for patients. It wasn't for doctors. I couldn't care less what they thought. This was not medical. So as far as I was concerned, why did I need their permission? This was helping people through a difficult time in a non-medical friend way. And the guy here is very interested in what we're doing, I guess. Should say hi to him. Hi.
But you said something really important. And this is something that if you're out there, a quality that's super important, you really have to not give a about what society tells you is right or wrong in terms of your idea, because they're just not going to get it. There has to be a point where you're like, I don't agree with you. We're still going.
Yeah, and that's okay. Like disagreements are okay.
But the point is don't let that judgment stop you from your idea, because
So I'm going to argue. I want to argue the counter to that. Not that you're wrong.
This is literally our company. We just argue. So this is good.
But it's one of those things. It's like, okay, I can imagine somebody listening to this and then being like, yes, that sounds great. I'll make it into a card or something that I put on my mantle. But where does the money come from? Yeah.
Okay. So this is okay. But that's a good question, because AskEllyn was free for everybody forever, and for a long time ran on my credit card. So it's an interesting relationship with money, because we built AskEllyn for free and it cost us money for a long time. It doesn't anymore, but it did. But I also wanted to build it to help people. But there was a secondary goal that I knew would happen. And it was off the goal you talked about, which is being able to point to something on the internet that you had built. And I knew if that would work for you, it would work for a company. And that became our calling card. And that was, people could go and use our publicly available AI, which back then was which still is fairly rare, but back then was really rare. And that's what got us our start. But if we're going to talk about our start, we had a lawyer come to the event, because, we haven't talked your part of the story yet because we're kind of going all over the place. But Ryan forced us to put a date, because you and I still wouldn't have launched AskEllyn.
It'd still be in development right now.
Yeah, correct. So, you got us to do a date and an event, and we packed a room full of, 200 or 300 people. And I think something also forged us, I don't know, but I'll speak for me on this one, but forged me and Steele, like I built products that made money before, but I'd never built products that people cried over. That was an emotional moment for me, and it sort of just forged me that we were going to do this.